What's up, Ida Gang? Welcome into Dapp Central, your home for everything blockchain and crypto. My name is Fareed. As a part of today's video, a massive round of updates here surrounding the Nuvola project, a DePIN aggregator with strong roots here within the Cardano ecosystem. But as they mature, they will be expanding outwards. Now we're going to start off by breaking down the recently released mainnet launch of their Nuvola staking dashboard, which includes the ability to claim rewards, collateralize rewards, lend and borrow, and coming soon will be some brand new governance features. Now, after that, we're going to talk about some of their partners, which right now there's some big updates coming in from the Minutes Network, also known as the MNTX token, as well as the Cornucopias game, also known as the Copy token. Following that, we'll jump into updates surrounding the Vola Network, a brand new blockchain being built out by the Nuvola team. And then as we get ready to close out here, we'll end off with some general updates as it relates to the upcoming RareEvo event and the fact that the Nuvola team is growing and they've now also onboarded a new legal service provider. Now, before we dive into all of that juicy information, if it's your first time stopping by the channel, my goal is to help you find your footing here within the Cardano and Bitcoin ecosystems. If you appreciate content like this, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up on the way in. It is by far one of the easiest ways to support me as a content creator. If you want more of this type of content and you really enjoy it, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, feel free to voice off in the comment section below. Now, if you want to take your support for the channel a step further, consider delegating your ADA with either of the two Dapp Central stake pools, which both share the ticker DAPP. Jumping right on in, we've got updates surrounding the launch of their Nuvola staking dashboard. Now, I released a fully dedicated video. It was roughly about 15 to 20 minutes, highlighting all of the features contained within this particular dashboard. Again, you've got the ability to claim your DePIN aggregator rewards. So basically rewards from Iagon, OrcFax, Cornucopias, World Mobile, or the Minutes Network as those become available. You can also borrow against those particular rewards. You can collateralize those rewards if you'd like to. And again, you can do all of this with zero fees as a part of the service that this team is providing. Now, if you want to actually access the dashboard itself, you can head over to dashboard.nuvoladigital.io. Here I am on the main page here. We can see that right now we've got a total of 71% of the circulating supply of NVL currently staked. They currently have a market cap of roughly 15 million ADA, and their treasury currently holds roughly about $56,000. Right at the very bottom there, you can see exactly how much of the different assets they've actually earned through rewards. Again, broken down here between Iagon, OrcFax, Cornucopias, and World Mobile. If you've got your own positions, you can review them here as well. Right now, I've connected a brand new wallet. And if you also want to go ahead and take the opportunity to lend and borrow, they've got a fully dedicated tutorial here that breaks down that entire process if you'd like to take advantage of that brand new feature. Now, I want to take the opportunity here to remind everybody, if you have not already migrated, please make sure to go ahead and do so. You want to move your staking positions from their old platform to the new platform. If you have not done that, your older platform staking positions will not be earning you rewards. So you're essentially cutting yourself short. So again, as a brief reminder, we can see that right now, roughly 69% of all stake positions have been moved over. We've got roughly around 14% that remains. And then the remainder out of both of those amounts is essentially tokens that have not been staked to either of the two platforms. So again, just a brief reminder to make sure to go ahead and do that. As it currently stands, we've got roughly around 11.62 million NVL tokens, which have been migrated, which is equal to roughly about 650 plus staking positions. And again, roughly around 2.4 million NVL, which is still pending to be moved. Now, I want to break down the fact that with regards to their staking and lending and borrowing smart contracts, their audits have been completed by TX Pipes, one of the more trusted auditors here within the ecosystem. And so if you've got any questions or concerns, they do have a link to the official report, which breaks down all of the findings, etc., based off of their smart contract. So again, this is the actual report, which was released on the 19th of June. And as you guys can see here, I mean, there's quite a bit of information. For the sake of time, I can't break it all down, but it's roughly about 44 pages worth of content. So that'll do it there for updates as it relates to their mainnet launch of their staking dashboard. There's been nothing but positive feedback from the community. And like I said, I was pretty impressed doing the review for that a couple of weeks back, just given how clean, how simple, how intuitive, and how many different features, right, you can actually do within the dashboard. Again, one of the things that I'm really looking forward to is going to be the governance features. But right now, one of the probably more underrated features is the ability to lend and borrow with no additional fees being added or going back to the NVL team for using that particular feature or service. Now, let's talk a little bit more about their partners. Currently, we've got two partners. We've got the Minutes Network, and we've also got the Cornucopias game. We'll kick things off here with the Minutes Network first. And we can see that it's that time again where the 7th MNTX payout has officially been received. Now, the Nuvola team has earned over $198,000 worth of the MNTX token through their early node operator rewards. And I want to break down the fact that that's not all. Now, the team from Minutes has essentially gone a reevaluation or a public valuation, which has actually now valued those tokens to now be worth $300,000. So the price of the MNTX token continues to rise. And as a result, all of the MNTX rewards that the Nuvola team has earned have also risen, in a value. Now, let's keep things moving. And for anybody who isn't aware, there's currently a total of 5 million NVL, which is voted on the ability to essentially restake those MNT rewards. So basically, all the rewards that have been taken in have been restaked, essentially creating a compounding effect, making it easier to earn or generate more rewards moving forward. Now, if you weren't aware, Nuvola currently holds 6.9% of the total MNTX supply. And in terms of the first ever payout, that should actually be available to Nuvola stakers on July 25th. As it currently stands, and as we get ready to close out here, updates for the Minutes Network, we've got a total of 56 switch nodes and 64 validation nodes currently being operated by the Nuvola team. Now, moving over to the distribution of the MNTX rewards and the schedule. On the 25th of July, we've got Epoch 1 paying out to Nuvola token holders. On the 26th of July is when Epoch number 2 begins to accrue rewards. That particular epoch ends on the 25th of August. And on that particular day will be when the rewards will be distributed for that epoch there as well. Now let's talk a little bit more about the Cornucopias game. I actually just hosted Rob Gregg and Josh Jones on my channel to break down their latest release, which includes a whole host of new features. I recommend you go and check that out if you haven't already. And just to break this down here, the Nuvola team is currently operating a total of 172 nodes for the Cornucopias game. And in total, they've earned roughly 300,000 of the Copy token. Now, as we sort of dive a little bit deeper into that, they've also deployed 3 public delegated nodes for anybody that wants to delegate their Copy to the Nuvola team or to their delegated nodes, which hold the tickers NVL1, NVL2, and NVL3. In speaking with the team, they have mentioned that more nodes will be coming soon for additional delegation. And next, let's talk a little bit more about the Vola Network, a brand new blockchain developed by the Nuvola team, focusing on aggregating computational services, storage services, as well as GPU network services. As it currently stands, the DevNet is live. We've got version 0.2.0, which is being built or which has been built on Substrate, which is currently available. And it boasts a whole host of features here. So some of the updated features include private file uploads, an improved aggregator performance, the ability to sync with Google Drive, and faster upload times, and a brand new file chunking methodology. Again, if you want to take a little bit more of a deeper look, there is a link to the docs down below. I'll leave that as a part of the video description here for this particular video. Now, moving along, we've got a pretty exciting bit of news here with the Nuvola team raising a total of $1 million in the Vola Network private seed round. It reads, these funds will help the team to build the foundational aspects for a decentralized ecosystem where storage and computing work seamlessly across multiple networks. Again, if you want more information, I'll leave the links to the docs down below. And I want to just give the community a brief reminder that 5% of the Vola token supply will be airdropped to NVL stakers. So again, NVL is completely independent of Vola. However, because a lot of the community is sort of integrated and meshed together, they do want to create some different ways to connect both communities. And one way that they'll be doing that is by airdropping that 5% of the total Vola token supply to NVL token holders. As we get ready to wind things down here, we've got some general housekeeping announcements here. I am excited and fired up to be in Vegas next week for the upcoming RareEvo event. We've got none other than their CEO, Raul de Benedettis, who'll be speaking at the DePIN panel at RareEvo. I believe it's taking place on day 2 or the Saturday, where he'll be joined by other members, including Daniel from Zengate, Navjit from Iagon, and I want to say 1 or 2 other members. It should be an interesting panel. I'll, of course, be sitting down with Raul at the event, making sure to get some content and release a dedicated interview breaking down all of the Nuvola updates. Now, last but not least, we've got the Nuvola team expanding their team with Yassine Lenka and Daniel Mitchell joining the team. With regards to Yassine, he'll be joining as their CIO or Chief Information Officer, as well as an advisor. And he's got a background and focus on innovation, research and development, as well as technical infrastructure. Now, with regards to Mr. Daniel Mitchell, he brings in a PhD, and he'll be working as a strategic marketing member and their chief marketing officer for Nuvola. His focus and background is dealing with global brand development and strategic marketing. Now, as we get ready to wind out here, we do have the team from Nuvola officially onboarding and confirming that they will be working with Chain Legal as their legal counsel in order to scale, in order to make sure that everything is being done properly when it comes to paperwork, etc., and just essentially dotting their I's and crossing their T's. As you guys are probably more than aware, there's a lot more regulatory frameworks coming into the crypto space. And in order to make sure that everything is compliant moving forward, the team has been taking proactive steps, right, to make sure that everything fits all of the current legal frameworks and will be adaptable to future legal frameworks as we get more information around the blockchains and adoption and exactly what we have to do from a compliance perspective. That will bring me to the end here for today's video, a jam-packed update breaking down updates surrounding Nuvola, their recently released dashboard, lending and borrowing going live, their audit by TX Pipe, updates from their partners, including Minutes and Cornucopias, as well as updates surrounding Vola, RareEvo, and the expansion of their team and onboarding with Chain Legal. If you found this particular update to be helpful, I would appreciate you if you could smash that thumbs up on the way out. If you want more, consider subscribing. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, as always, feel free to voice off down below. That said, I'll see you guys in the next video.